All right, we are diving right into a question that I'm guessing you've probably thought about, but maybe haven't asked out loud. It sounds kind of silly, a little taboo, but believe me, the science behind it is actually pretty fascinating. So let's get into it. Come on, let's be real here. You can admit it, just between us. We've all been there, right? That split-second moment of, well, curiosity. The good news, you are definitely not alone, and the real answer to whether it's weird or not, it might just surprise you. And there it is. Turns out this whole thing is a very, very human thing to do. So if you've ever felt a little strange about it, you can just relax. In this explainer, we're going to break down the biology and the psychology to figure out why this is so incredibly normal.
So the biggest reason for this all comes down to a super powerful hardwired process happening inside your brain. It's something called the familiarity bias, and you can think of it as your brain's own personal security system for every smell you encounter.
What's so wild about this is that it's not something you're consciously controlling at all. Your brain is just constantly scanning your environment, and for smells, it follows one simple rule. If it's familiar, it's probably safe. And of course, what's more familiar to your brain than your own unique brand?
And this right here is the core difference. Your own scent gets filed away as familiar and non-threatening, but someone else's? Whoa, that's a totally unfamiliar signal. On a really deep primal level, your brain flags that as a potential threat. It could be a sign of sickness or spoiled food or some other danger. It's a powerful, ancient survival instinct just doing its job.
And you know, this whole process happens in a split second, totally subconsciously. It's like this. Step 1, a scent is detected. Step 2, your brain instantly cross-references its massive internal library and gets a match. Yep, that's one of ours. And Step 3, the threat assessment comes back instantly. All clear. It's just a beautifully simple system designed to keep you safe without you ever having to think twice about it.
Okay, but it's not just about your brain passively accepting a familiar smell. There's also an active psychological part of this too. And this is where our own curiosity and our sense of self actually come into play. This is what some people have called the scientific check, which honestly is the perfect way to describe it. It's that quick, almost involuntary moment where you're basically gathering data about your own body, a little biological self-monitoring session, if you will. So the really crucial thing to get here is that this whole act is a mix of biology and psychology. Our sense of smell is just deeply, deeply connected to our curiosity about ourselves. It's like getting a quick data point. Is everything, working as it should? And let's be honest, most of us have probably performed this little experiment at least once, even if we'd never ever admit it out loud. All right, so let's pull all these different threads together. We started off with a question that feels weird, but the answer has taken us on a little tour through neuroscience and psychology. I think it's time we reframe this habit for what it really is.
So here's the bottom line. Sure, it might seem a little goofy, maybe even silly, but biologically, your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's recognizing its own signature scent and marking it as totally safe. In other words, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
So, to wrap this all up, let's hit the main points one more time. First, your brain is fundamentally wired for familiarity. Second, because of that, your own smells just don't register as a threat. Third, this allows your natural curiosity and self-awareness to take over. And finally, this whole thing really just belongs in the grand, wonderful, and sometimes bizarre catalog of weirdly human habits. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Now that you know the biology behind this particular quirk, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly strange things that we all do are actually just our ancient biology running its programming in our modern world? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.